Doing things at your own pace. Some people go fast, some people go slow. You have to go at your own tempo. I learned that I like to do things quickly and efficiently and get results. That's something I always liked and kind of had to come to terms with. Let me start at the beginning of all this. It started like 2 days ago. I played the video game Refine Self, the personality test game. It's quite a good game, quite cheap on Steam, Switch, and whatnot. And in that game, you just do around a couple of activities so you can find out what your personality is. I'd prefer you go in like with no spoilers so it can be like completely clear. And I went in, played the game for about an hour or an hour and a half, and I got given the personality of a runner, as in that the personality that represents me most. The runner is someone who wants to achieve goals and places importance on results. We gotta go fast, we gotta do something, we gotta complete stuff. Kind of a quick completionist. This is something I actually believe represents me quite well, and it's something I started to realize about myself slowly. I say slowly, but it's something I've always known about me for years. It's just I just didn't want to admit it. Nowadays, people talk about how you should go slow and take things at a calm pace because of, hustle culture and all that. The idea of slowing down nowadays is good, but it's not for me, and I just had to come to terms with that. I asked myself a few questions, and when I mean I asked myself a few questions, I went and asked ChatGPT to give me a list of questions to help me figure out why I felt this way. So I'm going to be answering those questions with you. And of course, some of the questions will be paraphrased on ChatGPT. ChatGPT isn't exactly perfect, is it? Well, questions will be paraphrased, not the answers. Our first set of questions will focus on my identity and my personal core values. Question 1. When did I first notice that doing tasks almost everything quickly felt real and natural to me? Well, personally, it wasn't a feeling, it was more like a realization. We all know the phrase, life is too short. We've seen life's too short to do this or waste it or, I don't know, have fun, all that, whatnot. And I've never agreed with it. I've always believed that life is quite long. Sure, life was long because I'm like quite young. I'm only 22, but life really is long. You can get up to like 80 years, and I've done so much in like my first 22. I've always seen, like, for example, in a week, we have 168 hours in a week. 24 hours in a day. That's a lot of time. You can actually beat like a really long RPG game, which takes about 100 hours in a week. Sure, not everyone is up to do that, but it's possible. You can write a book and so many other things. It's insane how much you can get done in 100 hours. 100 hours is a lot of time, and it really does feel like it. In live service games, you really feel like that chunk is taken. So that's why I believe that, if I have so much time, I'm gonna use every single little block I have. And the best way to use every single bit is to complete a lot of type of thing, a lot of different things. So you just become some sort of like completionist. That's why I believe that you have to do things as quick as possible, because you have to make as much as life as you can. Because life, as long as it is, does feel like it goes fast if it's repetitive. So if you don't do the same things all the time or spice it up a bit, life slows down when you're doing things quickly. Strangely enough, we don't realize. I don't know. It's like we don't realize that life changes while we're living it. When we look back, it's like, oh my gosh, the time went quick. I don't want to feel that. I want to feel like, wow, that was a long time. It didn't go quick. It's not like the years escaped me. I don't like that feeling. Question 2. What does being efficient mean to me personally? What value do I get from it? Efficiency to me means simplicity. It's like, if you can't do things in a simple manner, then you don't understand it. I kind of got that from the Albert Einstein quote. If you can't explain something simply, you don't understand it. Explain something to me like I'm a 5-year-old child. That type of stuff. I generally believe that this also applies to actions as well. If you can do something simply, then you really understand it and can do it efficiently. And what value do I get from that, though? What value do I get from this? I'm reading from a script here. Well, I gain confidence from my abilities. Fear comes from the unknown, what you don't know. So if you understand what you're doing and have nothing to fear, then, you'll succeed. Fear is like a real strong chain. And you shouldn't let that shackle you. Let the shackles be released. Question 3. Do I see speed and results as a part of who I am, or just how I work? Well, I think like speed and results is something I added into my life rather than being something that was always there. If I focus on something for too long, I start to see it for something it isn't. It's almost like I start to make a better version of it in my mind, that I never work towards. I'm pretty sure this is related to perfectionism or maladaptive daydreaming. Well, according to the internet at least. And that's something I want to avoid. So if I do a task quick enough, I can prevent those two things, perfectionism, maladaptive daydreaming, like this need to just stop and just think about it, ruminate, as the internet also said about it, to go away. If I get things done quickly, I can't let my fear hold me because they won't be able to catch up. That's kind of really a good way I like doing things quickly. Like, I'm a big daydreamer at times, you know. I'm so sorry, old teachers. I was the daydreamer. Oh my god, bruh. And that's the end of the section of identity and core values. Now on here into the second section, where we focus on how the expectations and the environment and the conditions that were placed on me. Why I started to believe that going fast is a thing of the past. Yeah, rhyming. Sorry. Okay. Question 1. Who taught me, or indirectly, that means doing things more slowly is better or more acceptable? Like I said earlier, it was the internet, people online. And the reason why the internet went against the idea of doing things quickly is because of what it was commonly associated with. Hustle culture. The hard working lifestyle where you constantly push your limits. Yeah. So, hustle culture, do things hard, work hard, you get results. It's something we've always believed in deep inside. Well, that's what I believe personally, and I actually kind of like it. The problem is that it's associated with people who call themselves the alpha males, people who are known as the grifters. They kind of hijack that whole concept. Hustle culture does work, and I think it's made many businesses succeed. It's just become toxic when an idea is around too many bad people. It can become bad, just like people. If you're one non-bully, you're surrounded by like 5 different bullies, you're also a bully. So, unless you're like the victim. But at that point, if they're not harming you, then you're kind of part of the problem. Bystander effect or something of the sort. Sense. Don't always be a bystander, man. Question 2. Where have I seen people being praised for taking their time? Well, I haven't. Well, it's just, stuff on the internet. So I see a video about take life slow, ignore hustle culture, live the slow life, slow girl era. There's no really slow boy era, but we call it the slow boy arc. Yeah, they call it arcs, girls call it eras. I like arcs more because I think like an era is like really long time in years. An arc can be really small. You girlies deserve arcs. Arcs are good. It's a good story thing. You guys would actually love it. I think your era would be like a 10-year gap kind of thing, But you guys do you. I can't intrude on what you guys like doing. Respectfully. So people make videos about taking the slow life and hating hustle culture. People in the comments will talk about how hustle culture ruined their lives. And people in the comments will agree. Yeah. And that's like a big bias of opinions. And that's actually something that really changed me, So sorry. That's what made me believe that working quickly was kind of bad. I mean, it does have its flaws. But I know how to deal with those. Question 3. When have I seen efficiency misunderstood or punished in my life? Was it in school? Was it with family? Was it at work? Examples that come to mind are when I failed to have understood what I was doing. It wasn't that I was doing it fast, it's that I just didn't even understand it. I wasn't trying to be fast and efficient. I was just rushing things. And I confused that for working quick and efficiently. That won't happen again. And before our final section, before the conclusion, we're going to be talking about social pressure and the need to belong. Question 1. What fears come up if I imagine myself ignoring social media's pacing expectations? Yeah, I wanted to avoid being associated with grifters or alpha males. I was willing to give up my own belief for that. Yeah, you don't want to be associated with Andrew Tate and all those mean guys. They're really bad people. They really don't like women or anyone at all. They're just bullies and whatnot. Okay, let's be a bit more positive. Question 2. Am I afraid of being seen as too much, too intensive, or selfish for wanting results as quick as possible. No, not really. I like obtaining results because it shows where I have to go next. It shows my strengths, weaknesses, and failures. And failing is important. Failure is where you could just see things plainly, a sense of really real clarity of things. And when failure is just a next step, on and on and on. Okay, and that's the end of our questions. And in short, that this all explains my need for speed. I do things quickly so I can see things for what they truly are, for as long as I can. And so I can fail quick enough so I can improve as quick as possible. And I was just afraid of being associated with bad people. That's it. It was a fear of bad association, not a fear of doing something bad with my need for speed. At least the only bad thing that could come is like if you're inconsistent. Sure, you can do things fast, but can you do things fast consistently? Yeah, enough of that. So in all short, everyone should do things at their own pace and just embrace it. When you go fast, you want to go slow. Just do your own flow, and that's what I have to say. Like, share, and subscribe. If the wait, like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video. Actually, just watch another video of mine. I'm not saying that whole thing. And bye bye.